Bode Miller makes his Olympic comeback official with a silver in the men's Super G. Teammate Andrew Weibrecht took bronze and snagged his first Olympic medal.
We started with Bode, and then a couple good races for the girls, and then another great day for us today.
Only a few points separate the top ice dancing couples, setting up for a tight competition in tomorrow's original dance competition.
In speed skating, Apolo Ono goes for a historic 7th medal, and Shawnee Davis and Chad Hedrick face off in the 1,500 meters.
Welcome to Vancouver Today. I'm Christine Brennan.
And I'm Reed Cherner. The U.S. ski team picked up 2 more Olympic medals yesterday, winning 6 in just 4 events. Bode Miller and Andrew Weibrecht won silver and bronze in the men's Super G. Miller beat Weibrecht by only 0.03 of a second.
It's awesome how well we've started out and kind of kept everything rolling. Started with Bode, and then a couple good races for the girls, and then another great day for us today. So, I mean, people keep asking me what it's all about, but I can't explain it. I guess it's, the U.S. is big on big events, and we're kind of keeping that tradition alive.
The U.S. ski team's 6 medals are the most ever for the Alpine team, one better than the record 5 set in 1984 at Sarajevo. We asked USA Today reporter David Leon Moore about the U.S. ski team's success.
It's quite a surprise, actually. I think what's going on is that we've had a couple of very stunning individual performances by Julia Mancuso with the 2 silver medals and by Andrew Weibrecht in the men's Super G with a bronze medal. The Americans have had a history of big game performances, and they love skiing in North America. And all of those things are coming together right now in a big effort by the U.S. ski team, which has become sort of a juggernaut.
Lindsey Vonn, who took Friday off to rest her bruised shin, is favored for another gold at today's women's Super G. Julia Mancuso, already with 2 silvers in these games, could medal again. David Leon Moore sets up that race for us as well.
Everyone's fired up for today's race, the women's Super G, because there's a debate going on. Who is the women's skiing star here in Whistler? Lindsey Vonn sort of laid down the gauntlet with a gold medal in the downhill. Julia Mancuso answered with 2 silver medals, and Maria Riesch won a gold medal. And so now it's like Maria versus Julia versus Lindsey. It's going to be very exciting on Whistler Mountain.
Okay, Christine, a month ago it was Vonn. We come to the Olympics. It's Vonn Mancuso.
Right.
So what do we got?
This is going to be great because it is kind of like who's, I guess you don't say king of the hill, you say queen of the hill. I kind of like Vonn, Reed, because I think, she was, that slalom was there for the taking. She, clips the gate. She took the day off. This is her second best event, the Super G, to the downhill, which she won. But I'll tell you, Mancuso is not only, of course, a skier. I mean, she's just doing great things, but she also clearly wants this. I mean, there's a great rivalry here. I wouldn't be surprised if the Americans go 1 and 2 again. They're right now on a roll. And I would say I'll go with Vonn, just because I think it's kind of her time to win. If it's kind of your day, my day, your day, my day kind of thing.
Yeah, fascinating. The rivalries are not U.S. other countries, U.S.
Exactly. Now, however, in figure skating, there are 2 American ice dancing teams, and they are 3rd and 4th after the compulsory dance in last night's competition. Returning Olympians Tanith Belbin and Ben Augusto are in 4th, just 0.6 of a point behind U.S. champions Merrill Davis and Charlie White. The next round of ice dancing is Sunday.
Skeleton racer Noel Picus Pace finished 4th yesterday, just 0.1 of a second off the podium. In the men's race, Zach Lund finished 5th.
Today is looking to be a huge day in speed skating. Apolo Ono could win his 7th medal when he competes in the 1,000 meters this afternoon. Ono talked to us before the games about the way he trained for these Olympics.
Short track speed skating is very difficult because it requires you to be in a very unorthodox position that's not like anything else. When you back squat, your back is stiff and it's arched. When you skate, you try to skate like a ball. Like everything is from your hips up is completely dead weight, and you try to have this type of angle. Here's your legs, and here's your back. And that's not normal. It's like a cat. So some athletes are born differently. Their bodies are more conducive to the sport. Before 2002, I was training on average about 6 hours a day, sometimes only 4 hours a day. Now, a very, very light day is 6 hours a day, and a heavy days are 12 hours. We use that belt it looks like a seatbelt, tie it to something, and then it just provides us with that simulated lean, but it also strengthens like our hip. You know, changing your body's natural rhythm. Like when everybody runs and sprints, they all run at a certain rhythm that's natural to them. Same thing with skating. And trying to change that is very, very difficult. But in doing so, if you're successful, you basically can throw the other teams off because they're not used to your steps and your tempo.
In long track speed skating, teammates Shawnee Davis and Chad Hedrick will face off in the 1,500 meters today in what is likely to be the best speed skating event of these games. Reporter Mike Dodd will be at the Richmond Oval today.
You can call this one Shawnee versus Chad the rematch. This is the race everybody has been waiting for 4 years. 4 years ago, Davis and Hedrick went head-to-head in this race. Davis won silver, Hedrick bronze. They were edged, surprisingly, by Enrico Fabri of Italy for the gold. Make no mistake, these two were rivals. They want very much to beat each other. There's a very good chance the U.S. could go 1-2 in this race. This is a loaded field. It's the most competitive field on the men's side with the Olympics. Norway's Havard Bako is there. Canada's Denny Morrison. And you have defending Olympic champion Enrico Fabri in the field as well. This is the best race of speed skating for this Olympics, and going to be plenty of fireworks.
You know, Christine, we talked about the skiing rivalry. You, of course, have been talking about the figure skating rivalry. We got a huge one here in speed skating.
Yeah, these guys don't like each other. And they're going at it. 4 years ago, it was silver and bronze. And, you know, they don't like that, and they want the gold. And, you know, Davis and Hedrick have been competing for years. And to think now they bring it to this stage, the greatest stage, as Mike Dodd is saying, the best event in speed skating and long track, and here it is. And what a great race. I think it's one of those things wherever I am, whatever, you know, venue I'm at or where you are, you know, you stop and you make sure to watch this thing as it progresses. You know, Davis, you kind of feel like Davis, this might be his Olympics, but Hedrick, you know, this is his thing. This is one of his great specialties. So, you know, rivalries, you know, Yankees, Red Sox, you know, Hedrick, Davis. So that's what the Olympics is in store for us. And I think it's going to be a fascinating day, obviously, at that oval.
No hugs at the finish line. No matter
I don't think so. No. I think it's stare down at the finish line. During a break in competition, long track speed skater Rebecca Bradford spent the morning with her family at the Granville Island Market here in Vancouver. We joined her for her shopping expedition.
We're at Granville Island today, and we're just doing some shopping and just kind of putzing around and enjoying the sunny weather. And they're all from Minnesota, so I think it's a nice break to get some sunshine and vitamin D. It's amazing. I had 9 people come and support me. I had my mom and dad and my 2 brothers and their wives and my aunt and uncle and my grandmother came.
Today we're just hanging out with family and just enjoying the moment without the pressure of a race, and just enjoying each other's company and just being ourselves, and that's just really nice without a big event.
Heart attack in a hand? Oh.
But they're extra good because they're signed by an Olympian.
My brother has been so excited about my achievement, and he's been asking for my autograph, and I keep saying yes, and he doesn't give me anything to autograph. And finally, went out and bought some pierogies on the styrofoam cup, and he's like, will you autograph this? And I signed a styrofoam cup that said, "To my dork face, bro." And I didn't realize he was going to keep it as a souvenir for the Olympics, so now that's his souvenir.
It's all about the ice and rocks in the last of our curling tips. Christine and I will be back tomorrow.
Rocks, stones, whatever you want to call them, we're throwing 42 pounds of granite down a sheet of ice 120 feet on an ice surface that is much different than hockey. That's today's curling tip, and we're going to talk about it now. Hi, I'm Georgina Wheatcroft, 2-time world champion and 2002 Olympic bronze medalist in Salt Lake City. When I first started curling, we threw these 42-pound granite stones down the sheet of ice, and we actually had to lift them, and now we found that we can be much more precise without lifting the stone. This is the handle on the stone, and the reason we need the handle is to be able to throw the rock down the ice surface, but also to put a turn on the stone so it has a direction. We have an in-turn that travels clockwise down the sheet, and we also have an out-turn that travels counterclockwise down the sheet and will curl to the left. Before a curler delivers a stone, you'll see them clean the bottom of it. And this is to remove any debris that would be on the running surface of this stone. The running surface is 4 inches in diameter and only 4 millimeters in width. One of the way our game has evolved over the years is that now these stones are sandpapered and sharpened to make them curl or curve more down the ice. Believe it or not, there's a lot of science that goes into making curling ice. The first thing that you need to know about curling ice is it's very different from a hockey ice surface. A hockey ice surface is actually flat, and if you threw a curling stone across it, it wouldn't go very far. But a curling sheet is pebbled with little drops of water, and this creates these little spikes that the 4 millimeter surface of the curling stone runs across. So when you're watching the Olympics and you start to hear the announcers talk about fudging, this means that these little pebbles are starting to wear down, and so the rocks are coming to a more abrupt stop. So now that you know so much about the rocks and the ice surface, when you're watching the Olympics, look for how much we can manipulate a stone and how much the rock curls down the ice. After all, it's called curling.